Today's growth tip: do things fucking differently. Yes, I said it, I dropped the F-bomb, but very important for us to think about this key growth tip. Now, wherever you are, you're here. You're happy, you are at a certain level. You've been doing things, you have habits, you have practices, you have routines, or maybe you don't have habits, maybe you don't have practices, maybe you don't have routines. But what you've developed is some form of a system, some form of the way that you go about doing things. This could be different, obviously, in your money, your life, your relationships, your business, right? This system is going to be different, but you are the one who's operating the system. You're the system operator. So the question is, you're wanting to do something differently. Why? Because when you do something differently, you will ultimately yield a different result. So if you, for the last few years, have been trying to build an aspect of your business and it hasn't been working, time to evaluate a few different things. What habits are you doing that are helping you, and what habits are you also doing that are not helping you get to where you want to go? Because the moment that we can decide that we're going to do something differently, and we're not going to do something hugely different, we're going to take one small aspect of the area that you want to change and just do that very differently, a lot of things can change, because it's the micro habit of change that is going to yield to the macro result that you're looking for. It's the micro habit of change that is going to yield to the macro habit that you're looking for. So, what I want you to do right now is think about something that you have been wanting. You've been wanting to do it. Maybe it's losing weight, maybe it's hitting the gym, maybe it's something. And you're a very smart person. So once you figured out that one thing that you want to do, I want you to go back now and I want you to start analyzing, okay, well, what actually have I been doing to try to get to that thing? Just take that little bit of an audit there. And as you have taken that little bit of an audit, pick one thing from that audit that you will change. Just one, not the whole thing, not the whole system, one thing. But thinking about being more effective in how you are going to make that change, I want you to think about what is that system that you have already created, that process that you have already created, and the one thing that you would be able to shift, take, transform, do differently that will then help move everything else faster. Just think about that one thing that's going to help everything move faster. So let's just go with the example that, we're trying to lose weight. Okay, well, what have been the things that we've been trying to do to lose weight? Okay, you do your audit, you figure out, you know what, like, I've only been going on walks, but I've only been getting like 5,000 steps. Okay, you know what? I've been actually eating a lot more cookies than I wanted to. Okay, good information. Remember, no judgment here. This is just information. Information that's going to help us, right? Make a better decision, make a little minor change. Right, so we think about that and we're like, okay, yes, great. This is excellent. And you know what? I have been going to bed really late and been on the gram right before bed. Okay, interesting. Maybe there's one great thing that you continue to do. And then right when you wake up, you are drinking water and you are taking 5 minutes of mindfulness. All right, bomb. That's great. What do we do? So then we analyze this entire thing. We analyze it. We say, okay, there's some really great habits. There's some habits that, you know what, don't seem like they're necessarily getting me to where I want to go. We pick one that probably will yield the biggest result. And the question we have to think about, there's mental result, because you will want to see a win. Your body, your mind needs to see a win for you to continue that habit, right? Habit formation, it's small things, but you mentally need to see that win to actually make a shift. So in that example that I gave you, okay, what's already working? We're drinking our water. We are making meditation and mindfulness a priority, and that's already in the morning. So morning feels really, really, really strong. I'm also going for walks. I just need to extend the amount. So that's pretty positive too. Okay, maybe eating too many cookies, we could dive down that route. But what in that example I gave you is more interesting is because I know that sleep is one of the most important things to have a healthy metabolism and to actually function well cognitively and performance wise. Well, one of the things that we might want to think about is our screen time right before bed. Now, I'm not going to say never be on the gram because that would be such a big change that you might be able to do for a few days, but not maybe sustain it. So, what we're going to do is we're going to use a holistic approach to actually being able to reduce it. So we're going to be able to reduce it. And so what I would suggest if I had this exact same thing is like, you know what? I know that sleep is super important. And so I'm going to put a little bit of a rule in. I'm going to do this, bit by bit 1 week, and I'm going to increase the amount of time, but I'm going to try to do, 1 hour before bed, nothing related to a screen a certain amount of time before bed, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to do that one habit, that one change. But I believe, because I'm a smart person, I built a hypothesis around this, that that change is actually going to help me significantly in losing weight. So, this is a pattern and a process that you can actually use to help you make a shift. So, remember, the goal here is to what can you fucking do differently to achieve one of your goals, right? One, right? So, when we think about it, you might have a lot. There might be a lot of things that you can do. And we're just thinking about one thing, one micro thing that is going to support you into getting closer and closer and closer to reaching that goal.